Hello. Hi, Divine. Welcome. I just want us to start with a song. Thank you, Jesus. Welcome to everyone. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. You've been so faithful to my family, bringing us step to step every day, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for my children. Thank you, Jesus, for my life. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. You've been providing every day to us, even when we are in tough times, Lord. Son of David, let your mercy speak for us. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. You're so wonderful and so merciful, and your grace abound every day. Thank you, Jesus, for your special grace and your special touch on my life. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I was nothing, Lord, but you lifted me, built me up, Lord, for your grace. Thank for glory, Lord, and honor, Lord. May your grace prevail every day. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. You are not alone. Thank you, Lord. You are not alone. Thank you, Jesus. You are not alone. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for your love. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for your love. Thank you, Lord, for your love. Thank you, Jesus, for your love. Thank you, Father, for your love. Thank you, Jesus, Yes. Today I want us to talk about appreciation. I can see my people online. I see my woman of God, Vero. I hail you. I hail everyone who is online here now. I want us to talk a bit about appreciation. Thank you. This word thank you. The word appreciation. Many of us do not know how to appreciate. But yet everybody wants to be appreciated. I have watched keenly and I've realized that many people want to be appreciated, but they don't want to offer appreciation. Hey, Ferdinand, welcome. AC, I'm seeing you. So this morning, I want us to look quickly on this, to discuss, not really looking, to discuss the word appreciation. And I would want anybody who wants to come in and talk about appreciation. You know, from experience, I've discovered that many people want assistance from others. Many people want to be appreciated. They want to be held by others, but they do not want to give it back. Now, I want us to quickly look at the definition of the word appreciation. Appreciation is a feeling or an expression of admiration, an expression of acceptance. Hey, Roy Mama, beautiful girl, welcome. You know, it is an approval or gratitude that you show towards someone. Appreciation simply means you approve of what somebody has done. You approve of something. You show gratitude of something. I want to express my appreciation. That is what appreciation is. And in simple words, I just say thank you. You know, the word thank you is so difficult to come out. Now, I want us to look at different levels. The first thing is, how often have you thanked God for creating you the way you are? How often have you sat alone in your time to be, reflecting on yourself, and then you ask God, you tell God, thank you for creating me. Thank you for making me who I am. Thank you for making someone on earth here like me. Thank you for giving me the intellect you have given. Thank you for making me beautiful. Thank you for making me dark. Hi, Roy Mama. How often do we appreciate God for creating us and putting us on this earth? Putting us here. How often have we done that? This is simple. When you wake up every morning, you go to sleep, you don't know what is happening to you. You just pass out. In the morning, you wake up and jump out. You go out, do your things, come back. Come on. How often have we asked ourselves, what happens to us when we are sleeping? What really goes on when we are in bed? How often have we asked ourselves, what really goes on when we go deep asleep? We have never asked ourselves. I know some people do ask, because sometimes I ask and I don't even have answers. And the only answer I often have is, the only thing that comes to my mind is, hey, Tilda, it is important that you learn how to appreciate God. You have to say thank you to God. You have to appreciate life itself. That you are able to live, you are able to breathe in this life, you are able to fall sick and come around again. There are many people who fall sick and they don't come around. You are able to have food on your table to eat. You are able to stay in one accord with people around you. You know, at the end of the day, the only thing I say is, thank you, Lord. Now, that is one level of appreciation. The other level of appreciation that I want us to look at is, how often do we appreciate our parents? Many of us hardly do appreciate our parents. What we do is that we actually simply always want to get our parents do many things for us, but we hardly ever really say thank you to our parents. We take it as a right. Oh, it is a right that I am born in this family by this woman. After all, I never asked you to deliver me. After all, I did not ask to be born in their family. That's what some of us say and do. We say, no, we just, well, it is not my fault that I'm born into this family. That's what many people do. But my question is, how often do we say thank you to our parents? Yes, Divine says, if someone doesn't thank the human being they can see or touch, how will they appreciate God they don't see? You are right, my dear. You are right. Yes, Divine, we are waiting on you. You are right. Many people don't even appreciate the people they see, which should start with as closest to you as your parents. How often do we say thank you to our father, to our mother, that we see, that the people we open our eyes to them when we were born? Or do we just take it as a right? After all, it's a right. Hey, Sally, my beautiful girl, welcome, ma'am. Greetings. Do we just take it as a right that, well, after all, my parents just put me on this earth? Like some children say, thank you, Mercy, thank you. Some children just say, well, I did not write an application to be born in this family. And some children come and ask for their rights from their parents without even offering their own obligations. And they think that they are right. But they will hardly even ever say, thank you, mom, thank you, dad. Some children, I am a right fighter. And we fight and protect rights. We protect everybody's right. But each one of us have the obligation to appreciate other people. You know, appreciation to me suits the heart. Appreciation is like you use water to water your crops. Appreciation waters the heart of the human person, and then the human person will be able to reach out more for you. That is why when we appreciate God, He does more. That is why when you sing praises, when you worship God, when you say thank you, when you acknowledge what He has been doing in your life, He gives you more. So when you appreciate your parents, I tell you, your days will be longer. The Bible has said it, that if you obey your father and your mother, your days will be longer. Meaning that in that obedience, the very fact that you appreciate them should be the starting point. And when you start appreciating them, you will start obeying them because you will respect them. You will value them. You will see that there are people in your life that are indispensable. Because God chose those people to pass you through them to this earth. It is not by chance, brothers and sisters. It is a divine plan of God. So this morning, I am here to tell us, this morning here in Maryland, and afternoon in other places, evening in Cameroon and other places, I am here to tell us that it is very, very important for us to learn how to appreciate. And when we are learning how to appreciate, we start from the first step. And what is the first step? Start by appreciating God. Appreciate God who loved us so much, sent His only Son to come and die for our sins when He had no sin. Last Sunday I was sitting in church and the pastor was preaching on righteousness. This is what the pastor said. The pastor told us that each time we should look at the cross, we should see us on that cross, that Jesus took our place on the cross. He took our sin when He had no sin, went to the cross to give us His righteousness. And so we claim His righteousness. Now, the pastor said something that led me to this topic on appreciation. Hey, hello, Wilfred. The pastor made a statement in church. He said, Pastor Darlington of Bethel Outreach Church in Maryland, here in Gettysburg. He said, if you want to live a successful life, you should be able to struggle to get the righteousness of Christ, of God through Christ, rather than looking for your righteousness. Because you and I, our righteousness is like filthy rags. We cannot lean on our righteousness. Our righteousness makes us to be proud.
Our righteousness makes us to think that we have arrived. Our righteousness makes us to believe that we are more than what we should be. But our pastor said to us that we have to learn how to look for God's righteousness through Christ. Are you looking for God's righteousness through Christ? And how do you look for God's righteousness through Christ if you don't appreciate Him to have created you? If you don't value Him, if you don't value that Christ died for you when you were yet a sinner, that He took your place, went to the cross for you when He had no sin, that God so loved the world. He just loved the world for no reason. I don't know if you think there's a reason why God loved the world and sent His only Son to die for your sin, because for me, I have not seen the reason. I just know that God so loved me, sent His only Son, Jesus Christ, to die for my sins. That is what the Bible tells us. Now, God so loved the world, sent His Son to die for you and I. For nothing. Don't that alone attract appreciation from us to God? Is that not enough for us to say thank you to God through Jesus? Is that not enough? Can you imagine if you were sitting here and you sacrificed your life for somebody, or you offer something to some people and they don't value you, they don't even look at it as something? Can you imagine? Can you imagine that you do things for people? Let's just look at our children. We are all parents. Let's just imagine that you buy things for your children, and as you come back from work, you hand them over to your children. Then none of them says thank you. Or all of them say thank you but one. You will be happy with the thank you from the other people, the appreciation, but you'll be wondering, why has the other one not said thank you? You have so many questions in your mind. You'll be asking yourself, does it mean that I didn't do well? Hi, Irene. Does it mean that? You have so many questions to ask yourself. So today I am here to tell us that it is extremely important for us to learn how to appreciate. And you cannot appreciate human beings, as Divine said, without appreciating God who created you. If you cannot appreciate people that you see, you cannot appreciate people that you see every day around us, people that are with us, how can we appreciate God when we don't see Him? That is a powerful statement there, Divine. Many of us have fallen into this because many of us really do not appreciate. Many of us do not know how to say please and thank you. And I will tell you a little story. When my last daughter, when she was in kindergarten, one day she came back home and she told me, Mommy, no, when she came in, she greeted me. She said, Mommy, good afternoon. I said, good afternoon. And immediately, the next thing I did was that I asked her to give me water. Give me some water to drink. That's what I said. She went in, brought the water. I gulped the water, drank it, and then gave her the cup. When she went back into the room, kept the cup, she came back. I was sitting with a few friends. She came back to me and said, Mommy, learn how to say please and thank you. That was a lesson I learned from a child who was still in kindergarten. You know what happened? My friends were yelling at me when I said, oh, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm sorry, I will not do that again. My friends were angry with me. Some of them shouted at me, those who were with me in the house, and said, look, Tilda, you want to spoil this girl. How can a child talk to you like that in front of people? And I told them, hey, the child was right. What is important is to know if that child was right or wrong. Did that child do something wrong by asking the mother to learn how to say please and thank you? No. I am using this example, quoting this example, because we are living in a world where appreciation has gone so far to the extent that we elderly people think that we don't have to appreciate the younger ones. Many of us take everything for granted. We think that it is a right. It is a right that this person does this. It is a right that this happens to me. It is a right that a child should serve me. It is a right that my husband should provide for me. It's a right that my wife should provide for me. And then we completely forget that it is an obligation to say thank you. It is an obligation to appreciate. You don't have to refuse to say thank you. It is an obligation. If your right is to be to have something from me, then your obligation, which is also my right, is to have you appreciate what I do. Yes, Roy Mama says it's sad people don't understand appreciating is a form of blessing, even from our spouses. We take it for granted. Yes, my dear. We have taken it for granted over time to the extent that, like in the example that I just cited, a child will ask you to appreciate him or her, and then people will say that you want to deconstruct that child. You want to spoil that child. We have to learn how to appreciate. Christabel, my beautiful daughter, welcome. We have to learn how to appreciate. Just as you have a right for me to give something to you, that is the same way I have a right for you to appreciate me in return. So if it is your spouse, you have to learn how to appreciate your spouse. You have to learn how to appreciate your parents. You have to learn how to appreciate God. You have to learn how to appreciate yourselves. Now, there's something that is going on. There's something that is going on. We have learned, we have turned our lives into a place where the word thank you becomes so difficult to come out. To the extent that some people do things for us for free, and then we just look at those people as, but what they just have to do it. That is their work. Hey, Lucy, welcome, my beautiful girl. They just say, well, that is their work. They just have to do it. These days, I've been reading a trend of things that are happening on Facebook. Right, Mama, I'm going to quote you and Mama Atalaku here. These days, I have seen Roy Mama and Mama Atalaku just recently did something, a night of class somewhere in the UK. And these days, I've seen posts from Mama Atalaku showing how some people are condemning, some people are looking for trouble, some people are doing this or that. And I ask myself, what is happening? Why can't we appreciate when people come up with great initiatives like this? When people come up with great initiatives, the biggest thing we can do is to appreciate, is to say thank you. The biggest thing we can do is to pray for those people. When you pray for somebody who has a good initiative, who creates an initiative, brings it on board and makes it happen, you are in a way appreciating that person. So we have to pray for each other. Because when you pray for people, you are in a way appreciating that person. And by that, you are enhancing what is going on in one way or the other. Yes, appreciation. We need to learn how to appreciate. Many people are learning through online. By the way, I want to shout out to all the people who appreciate me online, who call me. Many people go online. They do things. Like now, I want to appreciate Veronica Forchu. I want to appreciate Roy Mama. I want to appreciate Mama Atalaku. You know why? Because they are teaching the world how to live with your partner. In fact, Roy Mama, for your information, I was one of your biggest fans when you went on holiday with your husband. Every day I was looking on Facebook to see what move have they taken today, so I appreciate and learn from there. And I was wondering if the younger generation are learning from that. So how many of us have appreciated that move from these people? Do we just sit back and condemn because we don't have the opportunity to do that? Remember, when you appreciate, like Roy Mama said earlier, when you appreciate, you open the door for blessings. Remember that. So do we just sit and condemn because we don't have the opportunity to enjoy? Yes, Diva, I'm waiting for you. Or we just don't don't want to learn anything from that. Because for me, each time I watch somebody online, whether the person is doing a presentation like I'm doing right now, or the person has posted a picture or a write-up or whatever, I try to see the spirit behind that post or that action, and I try to see how I can draw learning from that. Reasons why I appreciate all my people on Facebook, all my friends. And there are times that I just go to people's pages to try to see how I can learn from different posts, different acts that they're taking, different things that are going on in their pages. Because you learn, there's a lot of learning, and we have to start appreciating. Now, there is one thing that is happening these days. Many people, yes, somebody has said it is a serious human weakness. Yes, it is. Many people these days only look or listen to others with the spirit to condemn. It is really a human weakness. And will you stay in that human weakness? My daughter posted something on Facebook these days saying that, will we continue to sin so that grace should abound? Will we stay sin, not appreciating because we think that people will keep teaching us, keep feeding us with good information? No. Appreciate. When you appreciate, that is manure. You water the place where the source of that inspiration. When you appreciate, you make people to feel happy, and then they can do more. Hey, Anne-Marie, welcome. Roy Mama says we appreciate you, Mommy, for being our strength. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you also so much. You people, just as I am an example to you, you are an example to me. You teach me every day. I listen to you, and some of the actions that you take in my age, I have not done them. And I appreciate that there are younger people who can do that. Yes, we need to appreciate. Like Jewel. Jewel, there is something I appreciate about you. When Jewel comes online, either she's posting one beautiful picture of children or a marriage, or some people who are getting married, or some beautiful people, she posts those pictures and then she says, you pray that God should help you to have this. Hey, my beautiful sister Bridget Fominia, welcome on board. And when Jewel says this, it always goes deep down my mind, because I see her challenging people to pray, challenging people to ask God to bless them the way that He has blessed other people. I also see her, sometimes she cooks some beautiful food. So I need to visit you and eat some of that food. And she posted there to show the beauty of women. She's appreciating first the fact that she's a woman. She's proud of being one. And she appreciates the fact that God has blessed her with the talent of cooking. You know, God has blessed us with so much that we need to thank Him for. And you cannot thank God well if you don't thank people. You don't appreciate people you see. You and I, we see each other every day. We are living in this whole wide world, but we don't appreciate each other. So today I am here to tell us that it is very important. Just as it is important to appreciate God, you have to start appreciating your parents. Thank them for bringing you to this world. Why did God choose them to pass you into this world? Thank them, appreciate them, and then you'll see what they will do for you. Parents have a lot of wisdom. They have so much in store. I see this with my mother. My mother lives with me in Yaoundé. Every blessed day there is something I learned from this woman. She never went to school. She's not educated. But she has a degree of wisdom that can only be grace from God. My mother has wisdom. When she opens her mouth and speaks, yes, Joel, I can't wait for that day. When my mother opens her mouth in the face of problems, if people are having challenges, her advice is always so powerful. And sometimes I turn again and look at this woman. Is she reading from somewhere? This example has made me to know that it is very important for us to appreciate our parents. Appreciate your mother. I watched a film one time where a mother visited her daughter in school, and the daughter was refusing that she is not her mother because she was looking wretched. Despite the fact that your mother looks wretched and you look so developed, it doesn't cancel the fact that that is your mother. That woman spilled blood for you. That woman carried you in her womb for 9 months, and she brought you up. She did not sleep. Hey, welcome, beautiful Mama Atalaku. When you are in the house is hot. Yes. Okay. In 15 minutes, I'll be waiting for you. When you appreciate your people, your parents, you will not reject your parent in the face of people. Even though that woman looks wretched or your father looks so primitive, those are the people through whom God chose to bring you to this earth. And you can appreciate them by trying to make them look as the people you want to see. Our parents have spent so much on us. They have brought us up from nothing. Sometimes they don't have anything, but they struggle to feed us. I'm always asking myself, when I am not able to provide for my child, the first question that comes to my mind is, my parents provided for me when they had nothing. They were not even working. They were not even exposed as I am today. So why can't I also provide for my children? I always ask myself this question, for real. And sometimes it challenges me. I remember when my daughter had to go to secondary school. Excuse me, I have a cold. And I was struggling battling with the idea that I should send my daughter to a public school. And then, yes, Cabrin, thank you. And I was like, why should I send my daughter to a public school when I went to a boarding school? Why should I send my daughter to a day school? If my parents those days could send me to a boarding school, then I can do it these days too. Then it gave me the push, and I was challenged to do more to be able to send my children to a boarding school. And thank God he blessed me and I was able to do it. So I am here to tell us that there is a lot in store for us if we believe and if we take the first step. And if we learn how to appreciate, I will always come back to this statement. Appreciation is like manure. You use appreciation to water the heart of that person who gives, the heart of that person who does things to you. When you water that heart, the heart is softened and then that person will do more. Remember what Roy Mama said? Appreciation brings more blessings. Yes, we have to learn how to appreciate. Yes, Gladys, I see you. Some of us, I want to say something now like a musician. There are some people who will want to appreciate music that you have done, but in hiding. They will not want to openly profess that we admire that song. We love it. They will not even want to share. Let me borrow the words of Mama Atalaku when she says, some people just come and write a beautiful, pretentious, beautiful comment below her live chat, but they will never share the video. When you don't share, you don't appreciate. If you come and you are listening to me, as you are listening to me right now, share the video. Because when you share the video, you have blessed some other person. If you just listen and you will listen alone without sharing, it means that you are selfish. Yes. Yes, my beautiful sister Electa. Appreciating is a very, very important thing. Appreciation. All of us want to be appreciated, but we don't want to appreciate other people. Yes, bad belly people, my dear daughter. We have to learn how to appreciate. You can just appreciate me maybe without me knowing, just by clicking the share button. You can appreciate me by visiting my Tikumdi YouTube page. My Tikumdi YouTube page, where it is simply Tikumdi Tilda. You just go there, Google up on YouTube, you will find Tikumdi Tilda. When you find Tikumdi Tilda, you will enjoy one of the songs. Then you will click like and you will click the bell button to subscribe, so that each time I put a new song, you are into it. You have appreciated me even without me knowing you. And then God will bless you. Yes, somebody says, Bridget says, you are blessed and inspiring us. Thanks very much. And that is what we have to do for our children, not expecting much from them. We are setting them free and more, giving them more responsibilities. Yes, we need to learn how to be those type of people that appreciate. We have to appreciate without, in fact, we have to appreciate without without waiting for to be appreciated too. Nobody should appreciate you for appreciating, because God blesses you and God pays you for that. Yes, thank you. Electa says appreciate people while they live, not at their funeral. Ooh, she has touched the point. Many of us do not appreciate people here. Somebody does things that you like. Somebody is doing things for you. Somebody is preaching or talking like ranting as I'm ranting here, and it changes something in your life. You don't want to appreciate. You wait. The day the person dies, you come and stand with a long paper eulogy, and then you're writing. Who are you writing to at this time, when really the person is no more there? Who are you writing to? We need to learn how to appreciate. We have to learn how to appreciate. It is very, very important, sisters. It is very, very important. If you don't know how to appreciate, don't expect appreciation from other people. Many of us, I have seen, I want to bless the hearts of those people who have openly appreciated Mama Atalaku for all her lessons on the sexual life of couples. Many people have come out openly to bless this young girl, to have openly taught people how to relate sexually with their partners. Yes, many people have also opted to say that they did not know. I always tell people that most marriages spoil in the bedroom, and that is simply true. But because we have been trained that to talk about sexual issues is taboo, nobody complains. People are suffering in silence. Everybody is quiet. They are suffering in silence. A woman will not feel free to talk to her husband that, look, if you do this, I will be more happy. Somebody wrote a post yesterday that what did they say? That if they were delivering children according to the times women have orgasm, there will be very few children. How many women have openly told their husbands, appreciated their husbands for what they are doing to them? Even, let me ask a stupid question, which it may seem stupid but very important. How many of us women do appreciate our husbands even after sex? And how many husbands do say thank you, appreciate their wives when their wives give in to them completely? Those are little things that we live out in our lives together. And they bring a lot of confusion in our lives. And it is just as simple as, thank you. I appreciate what you did. It's just as simple as that. Thank you. I appreciate what you did. I appreciate what you're doing. I feel really fulfilled today. How many husbands, after eating, say thank you to their wives for that food? How many of us do that? How many men appreciate their wives for that food? How many women sit in their homes and when their husbands bring back, maybe they give them food money, they say thank you for this. We appreciate. Appreciation is a very, very salient issue that we need to talk about. When you eat good food, your wife has prepared you a good plate of food. You eat and you drink water. Then you lie back on your chair. Sometimes they eat and feel tired. But how often do you tell your wife, thank you for this food, I really enjoyed it? Yes. How often do you say, I really enjoyed this food, and you thank her? Because thanking her, appreciating her, makes her to research more and cook better in future. Yes, Anne-Marie says appreciation after sex makes your man feel good. Of course. There's nobody who will not be happy when they are appreciated. Appreciation is key to life, my brothers and sisters. Even though some people may, when you appreciate some people, they may say for nothing. It is for something. When they are saying for nothing, they are actually appreciating. They are actually thankful. I'm one of those. When you appreciate me, I say for nothing, but I am so thankful that you have appreciated. Now let's come back to one thing that is happening. Some of us think that some people were born with golden spoons. Yes. And for that reason, we think that we can always ask from those people to give us. We always demand. Hello, beautiful Ayong. Abla, welcome, oh Abla. We demand. But when once the person gives you what you have been demanding, you don't even have more time, no more time even to turn back and say, well, thank you. Even to acknowledge that you received what you asked for so long. Many people, hey, Shushu, welcome. Many people don't know how to appreciate, but they know how to ask. They know how to demand. They know how to state their problems. You will bother somebody's ears until you will ask, oh, we are suffering. We don't have food. We don't have this. You will ask so much with a lot of dexterity. But the minute that you have been given what you were asking for, the next thing is that you just stay away from that. You just don't even call the person to say thank you. Yes, my minister, she says a lot of us feel entitled. Yes. How do you feel that I am giving you? You have the right for what I'm giving. It is your right. No. People are walking. Last time there's one of my videos where I talked about the way we in Africa are doing to people who are living in the diaspora. Some of us think that in the diaspora, money is just on the roadside. So you just need to come with your broom and you go sweeping. You just sweep the money. I tell you, if you cannot work hard in Africa, you will not also succeed in America or in the Western world. Because I tell you, the people in the Western world, they work a lot. Some of them work more than one job. They have sleepless nights, brothers and sisters, to have what they have, to make a good life for themselves. So when they take the little and send to you, appreciate. Many of us, when they send us money, what we do, you see young boys going around saying, my sister there from Beng, why? My brother there from Beng. Now my brother from Beng send me this shoe. Do you know what your brother in Beng does before they get that shoe? And then you see them, they will send you 50,000, you go and drink all overnight. Because according to you, it is an entitlement. You just have to get it. You just have to have it. According to you, no, my sister is out there. Hey, if a white man come to see, he need to give me anything. He need to send me anything. That's what some of us say. Hey, hello, that is bad. Electa says it is also important to appreciate our children, not always blaming them. Yes, in fact, we keep blaming our children sometimes. Veronica Fortune says, my experience with people back home has been really disappointing, very, very disappointing. I support you, my dear. I tell you, I am not constantly in the diaspora, but I can tell you that I know this, I know that. Because you see people who don't do anything, they just sit there and they're waiting. All they do is sit on the phone and give stress and sleepless nights to people in the diaspora to send them money. They will call you. You see somebody who had never spent a franc, had never given a grain of corn to someone who has struggled and looked for their way to get to the United States or other countries. But you will see them now because they know that you are out there. They will begin to call you to tell you, I beg, send me phone, send me this. You did that Wyman country. People that go Wyman country do this. You go your own, you just should know. With the suffer and waiting. Mommy Christina and picking me go only yesterday. They don't send motor. Do you know what that person did to get the motor and send? We need to ask ourselves these questions. I am telling you, my dear brothers and sisters, that we need to start appreciating. Because if you appreciate, the energy you spend in appreciating will make you to understand that you need will make you to understand that what that person gave to you was valuable. Will make you to value. Life is a give and take. If you are taking and taking and taking without also giving appreciation, it means that you are selfish and the word selfish is your name. There is no way you can say that you are not selfish if you don't know how to tell people thank you. If you think that you are entitled to the finances of somebody because the person has gone out of the country, hello, are you in Yaoundé? If you were in Yaoundé, are you sending money to people? Are people in the village entitled to your money? Hello? We have missed the point to the extent that we don't know how to appreciate. We don't even know how to cajole people who are taking care of us to take more care of us. As Minister Fortune says, many people in the diaspora have stopped helping people back home. It is not even about help. Sometimes you are in the diaspora, you are working every day, working tirelessly. You send money back home. What happens is, maybe you send money for a shop to be opened or for a building to be erected. People will just take the money and squander the money with impunity and say, after all, you go send more. I remember when we were doing a project on, before I say what I want to say, let me read what our minister has written here. She has said, I don't run an NGO, but I give because that's a secret of to unlocking your heavenly blessings. Some people think you pick the money, lost business, sponsored kids in private schools for the past 16 years, and if not for the God I serve, I'll still crying today. I've learned to keep doing good and move on. My dear, keep doing good. My pastor once told me that you should not follow the crowd to hell. Go to heaven alone. Keep doing your good. Don't let these people, detractors, distract you from what God has put in your mind to do to bless people. I tell you, I am that person who gives too. I don't keep a bank account because if I have money and I see somebody with a problem, I will rush to that account, withdraw, and solve the problem. But often, the appreciation you get are insults. Enough even help me. Now what did this thing give me self? I ask man say I get problem. He go bring 15,000, give me 15,000. I wait if he solve the problem, but the person is not giving you back the 15,000. They're insulting you, but they are keeping the money. There are people. Look at you sponsor children in schools. Nobody appreciates. You do. They think that you are just picking the money on the road, on the highway. Oh. So many people, I don't know what is really happening, but I'm trying to bring you in divine. I don't know what is really happening, but people send the request again. Send it again, please. I don't know what is happening, but what I think is that people have to learn to appreciate, because when you appreciate, at least you lost some energy to show that you appreciate what that person put in so much energy to get. As I was saying, when I was doing a project on, how do they call it? We're writing a project in Africa on immigration. We visited people all over. We visited countries. We visited places in Europe. The only place we did not go to was America. And our intention was, yes, my device is rotated, divine. Our intention was to see some of those problems that people face. In fact, it was prompted by the fact that we met people in Brussels. We visited what they call the red line area in Brussels, and we saw many people were, many women and men were, many women and men were living a very bad life. We saw it. And when we saw that, we decided to make a project on that. And when we made that project on that, what happened was that I don't know why this thing is not giving me the opportunity to take you in divine. Still send it. Send the. I've lost the invite. Send it again. So we wanted to ask, why is it that, because in the red light area in Brussels, you will be shocked what you see there. We saw people who stand naked in order to attract their licensed prostitutes. And with all due respect to them, though, And we were asking, what does it mean that people leave their countries, go to these countries to go and live this kind of life? And what happened was that we decided to carry out a project. And in order to write the project and justify, we had to do what we call situation analysis. And so we had to visit different places in different countries. We visited about 6 European countries and 4 African countries. In African countries, we went to the places they call, how do they call it again? Those places, they call them, Divine, the problem is I'm not seeing my under panel here. I don't know what is happening. In Africa, we went to places where they call Rue de la Joie. We have it in Cameroon, we have it in Senegal, we have it in Côte d'Ivoire, we have it in countries. And when we visited these places, what marked me, what I got from Europe, was what some of the people we talked to told us. They told us that, what do you want us to do when our people back home are so demanding? My family is depending only on me, so the small job that I do here cannot help me, so I have to do this to have quick money and send home. And one of those women told us that she has decided to pull out of this job because her friend died. Her friend, because of this job, had an infection and then died. And died because, Divine, I've just invited you, and died because she infected herself, but she died unfortunately because all the money that she spent, she sent home to build up a building for her. When she got home, there was nothing. Nothing had been constructed, despite the number of years that she had spent sending money. So she said this, and I felt really bad. I felt like, oh, there is something that we need to do. Reason why I am talking about appreciation today. We need to start appreciating people. We have to appreciate people. It is very, very important. We have to think that we are just, yes, Divine, I see you are coming on. We don't have to think that it is a right, it is an entitlement, that somebody is out of the country and should be sending you money at every moment. How often do we send them food? How often do we look for people who are traveling to send even a packet, just one plastic of how do you call it, of eru? Because that's another way of appreciation. Do we just think that, no, it's a right, my sister is out there, it's a right? Oh, Divine, you have accepted. I see I'm adding you and the thing is delaying. I don't know why, but I'm sure it will come on. Why do we think that it is a right? So let us learn how to appreciate. Now let me come back to us as individuals. How often do you thank your friend even for smiling at you? Divine, you did not answer. Many of us, we don't even thank ourselves, our friends, for smiling at us.